Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on parts of speech. This lesson will compare transitive and intransitive verbs. It is important to write when you are asked to. It helps you to learn. You can use a whiteboard, but ideally a notebook would be best. That way, you can keep a record of your learning. There are 6 intended learning outcomes to achieve by the end of the lesson. 1. We are learning that verbs are a part of speech. 2. We are learning that verbs are words that express actions, states, or occurrences. 3. We are learning that an intransitive verb does not need an object to complete its meaning. 4. We are learning that a transitive verb needs an object to complete its meaning. 5. We are learning that some verbs can be transitive and intransitive, depending on the usage in a sentence. 6. We are learning to identify transitive and intransitive verbs in sentences. Verbs are words that express actions, states, or occurrences. An intransitive verb does not need an object to complete its meaning. The action does not transfer to something or someone else. Verbs have tenses. Tense is how we place an action or state in time, the past, present, or future. This shows when an action happens. Saying a subject plus an intransitive verb can make an independent clause. It can make sense as a standalone sentence. The intransitive verb does not take a direct object. For example, I sleep. This sentence is complete. If you ask what or whom after the verb and there is not an answer, the verb is intransitive. Verbs are words that express actions, states, or occurrences. A transitive verb needs a direct object to complete its meaning. The action transfers to something or someone else. Verbs have tenses. Tense is how we place an action or state in time, the past, present, or future. This shows when an action happens. Saying a subject plus a transitive verb does not make an independent clause. It does not make sense as a standalone sentence. The transitive verb must take a direct object. For example, I raise. This sentence is incomplete. Ask what or whom after the verb. If there is an answer, the verb is transitive. For example, I raise my hand. Some verbs are strictly transitive. They cannot be used intransitively and must always take a direct object. Some verbs are strictly intransitive. They cannot be used transitively and never take a direct object. Some verbs can be used transitively and intransitively. Whether they take a direct object or not, in the correct context, they have a transitive or intransitive role. Here is an example of a strictly intransitive verb. In its infinitive form, it is to arrive. This is correct. They arrived late to the party. Check. They arrived. Ask what or whom to see if it takes a direct object. What? They arrived the package. This does not make sense. Whom? They arrived my cousin. This does not make sense. To arrive is strictly intransitive. Here is an example of a strictly transitive verb. In its infinitive form, it is to hold. This is correct. He holds the baby. Check. He holds. Ask what or whom to see if it takes a direct object. What? He holds the bags. This makes sense. Whom? He holds the baby. This makes sense. He holds tomorrow. This does not make sense. To hold is strictly transitive. Here is an example of a verb that can be used transitively and intransitively. In its infinitive form, it is to eat. Check. We ate quickly. We ate sandwiches. Ask what or whom to know when it is transitive or intransitive. We ate sandwiches. What? Sandwiches. The verb is used transitively. We ate quickly. Can we ask what or whom? No. The verb is used intransitively. To eat can be transitive or intransitive. We will practice identifying verbs that are used transitively or intransitively. The tenses of the verb will change. Remember the rule: if you can ask what or whom after the verb, it is transitive. This diagram shows what the simple present tense looks like. The action is happening in the moment. Now, not before, which is in the past, and not later, which is in the future. Now, the action is happening in the present. Write down these sentences. If the verb is used transitively, write a T after the sentence. If the verb is used intransitively, write an I after the sentence. Remember the rule: if you can ask what or whom after the verb, it is transitive. I'll read these sentences to you. She reads books every evening. They play soccer on weekends. He runs every morning. You fix computers. The baby cries loudly. We swim in the lake. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Here are the answers. She reads books. What does she read? Books. The verb is used transitively. They play soccer. What do they play? Soccer. This verb is used transitively. He runs every morning. Can we ask what or whom? No. This verb is used intransitively. You fix computers. What do you fix? Computers. This verb is used transitively. The baby cries loudly. Cries. Can we ask what or whom? No. This verb is used intransitively. We swim in the lake. We swim. Can we ask what or whom? No. The verb is used intransitively. This diagram shows what the simple past tense looks like. The action happened in the past. Before, not now, which is in the present, and not later, which is in the future. Before, the action happened in the past. Write down these sentences. If the verb is used transitively, write a T after the sentence. If the verb is used intransitively, write an I after the sentence. Remember the rule: if you can ask what or whom after the verb, it is transitive. I will read the sentences to you. He drove a taxi for years. My grandfather walked slowly. It rained heavily yesterday. She wore a blue dress. We watched a movie. The children laughed loudly. Here is an extender. These verbs are in the simple past tense. Can you identify the regular form? Can you identify the irregular form? Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Here are the answers. He drove a taxi. What did he drive? A taxi. This verb is used transitively. My grandfather walked slowly. Can we ask what or whom after walked? No. This verb is used intransitively. It rained heavily yesterday. It rained. Can we ask what or whom after it rained? No. This verb is used intransitively. She wore a blue dress. She wore. Can we ask what or whom? Yes, a blue dress. This verb is used transitively. We watched a movie. What did we watch? A movie. This verb is used transitively. The children laughed loudly. Can we ask what or whom after laughed? No. This verb is used intransitively. Here are the answers to the extender. The regular form verbs in the past tense are walked, rained, watched, laughed. You can tell by the ed suffix used at the end of the word. And the irregular form drove and wore. This diagram shows what the simple future tense looks like. The action will happen in the future. Later. Not now, which is in the present, and not before, which is in the past. Later. The action will happen in the future. Write down these sentences. If the verb is used transitively, write a T after the sentence. If the verb is used intransitively, write an I after the sentence. Remember the rule, if you can ask what or whom after the verb, it is transitive. I will read these sentences to you. I will write a report this weekend. We will travel together. The teacher will explain the lesson. They will cheer loudly. The flowers will bloom in spring. She will drive the car to work. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Here are the answers. I will write a report. What will I write? A report. This verb is used transitively. We will travel together. Can we ask what or whom after travel? No. This verb is used intransitively. The teacher will explain the lesson. What will the teacher explain? The lesson. This verb is used transitively. They will cheer loudly. Can we ask what or whom after cheer? No. This verb is used intransitively. The flowers will bloom in spring. Can we ask what or whom after bloom? No. This verb is used intransitively. She will drive the car to work. What will she drive? The car. This verb is used transitively. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about transitive and intransitive verbs. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.